back with another one. It's your boy Rock the Water Guard, man. I had to get sporty for you today. We got y'all Thug Old Trial.
Yeah.
What's up, y'all? What's up, man?
Oh, well, let's talk about it, man. The talk on the streets is Thug might mess around and beat this thing. You know, he got an
Yeah.
album that's fire, hot as fish grease, and now his lawyer has filed a motion to dismiss RICO charges for all co-defendants based on the statute of limitations.
He
Uh,
coming home. He coming home. He coming home.
yeah, I mean, look,
OJ. Hey, listen, y'all thought OJ was gonna get banned. Y'all seen that verdict and y'all were crazy. Listen, we will witness. Let me tell you something. We will witness a shocking verdict that will shock. We will every couple of years. We always get this, and y'all be shocked. You think something is lined up to where it's a guilty verdict. I'm gonna ask you out of the YM Melly Thugger, which one do you feel like got the best? Who is it? YNW Melly is Thugger, and it's somebody else. Who you think got the best chance at beating it, man? Who taking the trial? Would you would stick with? I want to ask you that because I'm going with Thugger right now. I'm going with Thug case. I feel like Thugger. It's just been so much corruption in the courtroom and this that being passed around, and I don't know.
uh, I think it's hard to compare those. It's like comparing apples and oranges. Really, is different factors to the case. But if I'm trying to go there, if I'm going to stretch my imagination and see who I think has a better chance of beating the case, I don't think neither one of them are going to beat it. To be honest with you, but it's still too early to tell. It just looks grim to me. I
Damn.
know there's people out there who got more of a positive outlook, but I just feel like Thug in particular, just to keep it on Thug, I think he might be cooked. But his lawyer Brian Steele he's talking fly. I'll read what he's saying. According to the documents obtained by Double XL, Young Thug's attorney Brian Steele filed a motion last Friday, June 23rd, requesting the dismissal of RICO charges for all of the YSL co-defendants, including Thug, born Jeffrey Williams. And in this motion, Thug's lawyer argues that any accusation that occurred over 5 years before the arrest date are beyond the statute of limitations for a RICO charge and must be expunged from the indictment.
Right.
Here's a quote. In order to satisfy the crime of RICO conspiracy, the
Yeah.
prosecution must prove beyond a reasonable doubt that at least one overt act was committed in furtherance of the conspiracy within the statute of limitations, states the motion. To satisfy the statute of limitations, the overt act must have occurred within 5 years of the filing of the bill of the indictment with the clerk of court. Approximately overt acts number 62 through 191, that's a lot, 62 through 191 are alleged to have occurred on a date within 5 years of May 9th, 2022, the date of the original bill of indictment, as well as the reindictment, continues the motion. The reindictment was filed with the Fulton County Clerk of Court on August 5th, 2022. So, that's a big deal. It sounds fly, but one thing I know about court is lawyers argue the law and the judge decides what the law is. That's probably why the judge said, I'm going to take time to consider this. They're likely going to go by the letter of the law, not leave any room for, you know, an appeal or something like that. He ain't going to want to do his job wrong. And he's going to come back with something that's hopefully fair. But just filing a motion, that don't really move me that much because a motion can get denied just as quick as it get filed. We saw that in the YNW Melly case. The defense had filed for a motion for mistrial, and we was on the edge of our seats over the weekend. At least some of us were, and then it got it didn't go through. The judge didn't accept it,
Good
and
job.
the lawyers kind of knew that wasn't going to happen. People, when I listened to legal analysis, they knew that wasn't going to fly. So,
But Jock, listen,
okay, go
listen.
ahead.
Not to cut you off, but
No,
listen.
go ahead.
These are high and attorneys that we talking.
Okay.
These ain't, you know, the Joe and Tom around the corner that's just, trying to get on. These are high profile lawyers. So what I'm my point, what I'm trying to tell people
Okay.
is these high profile lawyers have to they have to state their claim. So they're gonna win sometimes. They're not just gonna sit here and lose just because of the prosecution. They have to give them their funds because these guys gotta eat. They got it's a perfect system that it runs. It's like big time lawyers gotta get big time people off. I'm not saying that it's just every time, but we see it that big time lawyers get big time people off cases. So I know you be making stuff seem like a slam dunk, but the justice system is just not, it don't stand on a strong foundation
No.
already that
Okay.
I feel like it has to be you know, it has to be rounds for something things to get thrown out.
Listen, it could go either way. I'm not saying anything is a slam dunk. I'm here to give my opinion. I'm a nigga on YouTube giving my opinion. I'm not trying to be on a Young Thug song. I'm not trying to be friends with anybody. I don't really care about these people outside of entertainment or what we're doing. So honestly, I just feel like he's cooked. But
Oh,
if he comes out of this, I'm not gonna feel bad. I'll probably feel happy for him. But keep in mind, there's no listen, he's not going to even be able to serve all the time that they're trying to give him. He's not going to live long enough to serve all the time that they're trying to give him. So just because Acts 62 through 191, let's say they are off the record, right? We still got to deal with murders. So that there ain't no statute of limitation on that. So
so
that's the real.
how
That's the,
important do you feel like is a good attorney? How
Well, I
how
think
important?
a good attorney is really important, really important.
Right.
But if the facts are not on your side, sometimes no matter how good your attorney is, it's not enough. So we'll just have to see. I mean, I
Right.
can't,
I
I
see.
can't, I don't have a, I'm not trying to predict the future, but I just think that the facts are not on his
Do
side.
you see what happened to Kodak? You remember what his lawyer did in all of his cases?
Listen, I'm going to say this again. Different facts yield different outcomes. Just because you're pointing out other cases where other people got off, that doesn't really make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like these cases are the same facts. So you could tell me about OJ, you could tell me about Kodak, you could tell me about YW Melly.
Yeah.
That really don't mean nothing for what Young Thug's going through.
Yeah, no. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no. Yeah,
Okay, so listen, we could agree on that. People do get off. I'm
yeah.
not saying it's impossible. We're both for the same age. It's possible. Is it going to go that way for him? I don't know. Maybe. But we got we got people telling. They got good evidence. They got people handing people perks in trial. I don't think that's helping his case at all.
Right.
We got people yes ma'aming the judge, talking about their violent organization. It's not looking good. It's still looking grim. But this is a good win for Thug. Listen, if you're trying to beat a case, you need to get rid of evidence one by one. If the facts are not on your side, you
So
attack
you
the
basically,
process. And attacking the process, if I could just finish, is getting evidence thrown out, saying stuff is inadmissible, pointing to when the prosecution is violating stuff, and that's what you do. So that would be a victory on him. He'll be if this goes through, he'll be a step closer to beating the whole case.
right.
Let's
Right.
agree on that.
Yeah.
If this goes through, he's a step closer to beating the whole thing and
Exactly.
making me eat my words. You know,
Yeah.
and I'll be happy. It's not like I got anything against Thug. I'm just being
No, no.
objective.
Hey,
You
I
know.
just feel like y'all put a lot of confidence in the state. Y'all, everybody definitely put a lot of confidence in the feds. We seen that um Filthy Rich just beat the feds on a gun charge.
Oh my
Like
gosh,
every
you could just bring up just because you bringing up how many cases are you going to bring up where other people beat it that has nothing to do with Young Thug's case?
It don't. I'm just letting it don't have nothing to do with Young Thug case. I'm just letting people know that they feel so confident when they feel somebody get locked up and it's a fight. It's a real battle. Yes, they do come out on top. They do. Sometimes you know people get cooked. But I've seen it. When you got that attorney, when you got good attorney money, trust me, it could go either way now. It's like you playing. You in a good battlefield. I ain't gonna say
Great.
a good one, but you better than you was, you know, with some people that don't got that attorney. Tell you that.
We could agree on that. Have you listened to the Young Thug album Business
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah,
Business?
yeah, yeah. I listened to that one with Drake, man. I listened to that one with Drake. I
Did you
listened to
listen
a
to the
couple of
whole thing?
huh?
Did you listen to the whole album?
Hell no, I ain't listened to the
That's
whole
what I try
album.
to say. Like, we want to have discussions about which album is better, and it takes you like, how long do I gotta wait for you to listen to an album so we can have a discussion about which
It's
album
good.
is better? I want to talk
Oh,
about is the Young Thug album better than the Gunna album, but I can't do
I
that
ain't
because
listening to the
it's I
Gunna
gotta
album.
twist your arm to listen to a damn album.
I ain't listening to the Gunna album.
Oh man, not even for research purposes.
Yeah, yeah, I listen to it for research purposes.
Okay, so what are we talking about here? I'm still with. I think
How do
Gunna
you
got a better
feel about
album. I
which
think
one do
Gunna
you
album.
feel? Which one do you feel like is the better album?
I think Gunna got a better album, but I like. I'm looking.
No.
Listen. Let me finish, man. When it comes to the Young Thug album, business is business. I like Parade on Cleveland. I like Money on the Dresser. Um, Oh, You Went with Drake. That's probably my favorite
Yeah, I
song
like
on
that
the
one.
project. Um, Cars Bring Me Out with Future. Cold. The with the racks, anything with 21 Savage really, but Travis and 21 Savage on the same track with the racks,
Yeah,
hard. The Want Me Dead with 21 Savage, another one, hard. I
yeah, I
mean,
heard that
he
one.
got bangers. It's none of them that I feel compelled to really skip. And then the
But
song
why would you
Jonesboro,
feel like Gunna stuff hit harder?
I'm gonna tell you why. Gun,
That's
Doug,
disrespectful,
I'm gonna
bruh.
tell you why. I feel like out of them two, Gunna is a better rapper, right? And I think Young Thug has a better story, but I prefer Young Thug's older stuff because he was self snitching so much in the music, and I felt like it was authentic, right? Now that he's in this situation, his music is not talking as crazy as it was before, and he can't even address the stuff with Gunna. Now, when I listen to Gunna's album, he has a real story. Even if I don't agree, like with him saying that, like he didn't tell, I think he did tell in a sense, right? But he's still giving his side of the story. He's responding to the haters. He's even addressing Young Thug. Young Thug can't say nothing about Gunna, so Gunna had a better story. He was talking about the moment more than Young Thug was. Young Thug's album is more just like it feels good, but Gunna got a story. And then if I wanted to say that the rapping was even, I would give it to Gunna for the edge because Gunna don't got no features. It's just Gunna standing alone. You feel me? Like part of what I like about the Young Thug album is the features. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I like them both though. I want to make a Young Thug versus Gunna playlist. You know, I feel like I could enjoy them both.
That'd be dope. I think people listen.
Yeah.
I think people will listen to that song for
Yeah,
song.
yeah, definitely. Or I mean, some people pick sides with beef. Like you felt like you didn't even want to listen to Gunna because you side with the Thugger. Is that
Yeah,
how you felt? See?
no, I'm more siding with the code. I feel
Yeah.
like you know, if you just gonna disrespect the code and get on rap and try to act like you still holding the code down, yeah, I'm gonna disqualify you. I feel like
Okay.
Gunner should be disqualified, but not
Yeah.
on rapping, but just on figuring that you
Oh,
trying to hold a street code down. Just I feel like
yeah.
you disqualified for that. But
Yeah. Well, I feel like it's honorable that Young Thug is ostensibly operating on principle and all of that, but I will bring up the fact that Yak Gotti, there's paperwork on that guy, according to 1090 Jake, high ranking member. There's paperwork on Yak Gotti, and Yak Gotti ended up on Young Thug's album. I'm gonna keep bringing that up. So if we're gonna, follow the code and everything like that, you really can't listen to Young Thug's album either. But anything you want to leave them with,
yeah, I ain't
Bob?
listening to Yak Gotti, but hey, however it is. But yeah, man, no, I want to know what y'all think, man.
Yeah, man. Go ahead and like, comment,
Yeah.
share, if you will. We love the comments. We love the feedback. Shout out to Yamstar88, MOD Entertainment.
Yeah.
Uh, People like that. That's always in the comments. Chime in. Let us know how you feel.
Shrewd.